Greetings, YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. Before I go any further, I want to give full credit in this video to my man KT1, who has been nothing but a pleasure to work with, so professional. I like his sense of humor. I also think he's, quite frankly, despite my job of being a college professor, whatever you may think of that, I think he's probably just smarter than me. So I learn something every time I talk to him, and I'm not ashamed to say that. You know, sometimes the professor can be the student and vice versa. With that being said, we are now just a week away by the time this video hits my channel from the featured 6-star hero crystal being a new featured 6-star hero crystal, and I have heard from several of you who've saved up 300,000, 500,000, a million 6-star shards for that oh so thirst-defying, even though that's probably not a word, 6-star infamous Iron Doom. Though, I gotta be honest, I fought so many of these in Battlegrounds, even in the low tiers that I'm at. I feel like a lot of people already have him. I certainly don't. But, yeah, there's a reason why I am also saving 80% of the Eternity of Pain Nexus crystals between the not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 Tech Nexus crystals and the 1 Abyss Nexus crystal for about a month away when he goes into the basic. With that being said, let's go to what could potentially be, maybe sort of, if we're hopeful, maybe not hopeful, a mock-up of what could be, thanks to KT1 again, and someone who data mined the new featured 6-star crystal. This comes, you see that thumbnail directly from KT1. Please go check out his video on his channel. Let's just see if we'd be excited. I always say there's 3 classes that I talk about with champions when I grade something. Is it exciting? Is it fire, right? Is it average? Is it like meh? Or is it disappointing? Is it trash? Is it meme worthy? Is it just not what you want to spend 13,000 6-star shards at best from the Black ISO store, but most of the time 15,000. Alright, so of course you're going to get the featured champions, and Absorbing Man being in there is pretty exciting for a lot of you. Though the people who I've known who have gotten him, they're still not sure what he's good for, how good he is, etc. Agent Venom is a 6-star that I don't have awakened, but with the right synergy, right? You know what I'm talking about? He's pretty amazing now. So, you know, if you don't have him, it's exciting. If you do, it's not exciting. Angela is a champion that is almost underrated at this point. If you don't have her, definitely exciting. If you do, I mean, Sig level helps. I'll put her as fire, as cash. More cash than trash, that's for sure. Ant-Man, I hate fighting him now, but I still think he could be better. I still think he could use another tune-up, kind of like they've done multiple tune-ups with several champions, including Gamora. Not sure that they're going to do it, but I'm going to put Ant-Man still in the meh category. Same with Civil Warrior, and same with Gambit. You know, just that middle tier, but closer to disappointing than exciting. Mordo, he's got a buff. Still thinking, like Ant-Man, he could use another one. Shoot like Civil Warrior. I'm going to put him somewhere in that middle to lower tier category. None of the champions in this are making me be like, what? Alright, Atuma's featured. Black Bolt, he didn't take recoil damage like he did when I first started playing this game, but I still never think of him when I think of a champion that I want to bring in. And the Cosmic class now is so stacked and so deep with so many really good champions. I think in terms of the top 5, even top 10 champions, it is better than Mutant now. It is the best class in the game, which means you tend to have champions like Black Bolt that aren't even in the top 15. Overseer, I have respect to those of you who use him. He can be so annoying on defense. I don't get that excited to use him, but I've also seen some people who just destroy with him. I'm still going to put him in that middle tier, but he's closer to cash than trash in that middle tier. Infamous Doom is, of course, who everybody's going to be hunting for. White Mags isn't my favorite Mags. I view him more as a synergy champion than a solo champion. I don't know how excited you were to get him. So far, if this is true, and also shout out to MCOC_player920 for this data mining. I'm not getting that excited. Sasquatch, another champion I hate to fight. Hate to fight. in Battlegrounds. In fact, I've banned him several times and been thankful for it. I feel like when I put my Sasquatch out there, though, people have no problem with him. So maybe it's just me that sucks against him. I'm cool with that. Closer to cash than trash, but not crazy exciting. OG Daredevil. Maybe this is finally the clue we need that he will get a proper buff. His utility, which is dodging projectiles, there's several champions that like take that away. And if you take that away, he doesn't have much left to stand on. He is the inferior Daredevil now overall to Hell's Kitchen, who I still think needs a buff as well. Another buff, I should say. I can't think overall of a more average start to a leak. Comparing this to even the current featured 6-star crystal, I am so underwhelmed with the non-featured champions. It's ridiculous. Now, King Groot, first champion on this whole list we've talked about that I have seen and been so impressed by with not only awakening him, but taking him to rank 3. He is a tank. His regen is incredible. He doesn't do the best damage for me outside of his poison special 2 if you're fighting somebody who's not poison immune. But he just survives forever. And obviously, since he survives forever, especially if you don't have ouchies or suicides on, depending on how you look at it, he could be hard to get down in a reasonable amount of time because he also shrugs so much off. I'm going to say he's cash. I'm excited for that. OG Spider-Man, we know he's going to get a buff. This could be one of the best champions in the crystal by the time that this crystal goes away. But for now, we just don't have enough answers on how good his buff's going to be, and we've been deceived so many times by buff concepts that I also don't feel comfortable talking that much about it. So we'll wait and see. Right now, I think he's definitely trash for 15,000 or 13,000 6-star shards, and Kabam I think does too, which is why they're going to give him a buff. Cersei is featured. Mr. Sinister is another champion that I hate fighting if I don't have the right matchup in Battlegrounds, but I never think about using him in questing. He's just kind of there. He's definitely a meh tier at this point. You got Benedict Spider-Batch and Mantis. Those are both featured champions. Venom is, like King Groot, I think the top of the most exciting champs in this if you don't have him. But he's also an older champion that a lot of people have, especially people who are going for this and saving up 6-star shards. So if you have him and you have him awakened, is it really that exciting to get him? Probably not, but you'll take it. Spot, I fought him once. I almost hesitate to say this because I don't want people to like take him under. I thought he was one of the easiest defenders of all time. Now, I had Warlock. I just parry heavied. But it was like, I melted him so fast, even in this current meta of Victory Track, it was a joke. Yondu, another champion with a buff that I know in my head he's been buffed, but I still am like, he's fine. Look, I'm not going to call a spade something besides a spade. I'm underwhelmed by this in historic ways. Sunspot's the last champion. Like Venom, like King Groot, I think he, like Angela, and even Agent Venom with the synergy, certainly, they're at the top of the list. But, like, you compare this, like, say Sunspot was replaced by Apocalypse, right? Say Angela was replaced by Cosmic Ghost Rider. Say Agent Venom was replaced by, I don't know, it'd be cool to bring Blade back. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Say Venom was replaced by, let's say for the sake of argument, Corvus. Although I guess Venom's probably good there. We're used to seeing like 2 or 3 beyond God tier champs in this, and I just don't see them this time. And maybe it's because they know that Infamous Doom is such a prize that there are going to be a lot of misses in this. And who knows, maybe there will be a God tier to beyond God tier designation of OG Spider-Man once this crystal's gone. Maybe there'll be another buff to one of the champions that's already had a tune-up or an overhaul, or somebody like OG Daredevil will be next on the list, and suddenly we're looking at him and thinking, well, that's a great champion to land on. But this moment, this day, I am underwhelmed, and I gotta be honest with you. So, am I being a hater, or are you pretty underwhelmed right now? If I was to grade, if this was the crystal next week and I had to give it a grade, I'd give it a D+ to C- for overall. Yeah, I'm that low on it. I haven't given a featured 6-star grade that low in like a year, but I would this one.